Hey guys, so it's been a while since I've done one of these like random sit down stream of consciousness type of videos where I literally sit down without really a thought process planned. Well, I have a thought process planned, but really just sitting down and chatting. I feel like this is something that should go on my vlog channel, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put it on here because this is me and this channel is, I like to keep it real. So we're going to talk about how to be a better person. In my opinion, this is basically just me, things that I've been thinking about recently that I want to do or try and work on to be a better person myself. Just some of my flaws that, you know, I can work on to be a better person. I don't know. I think overall I'd be happier and less stressed out, and just there are like actual like things to do and then things that are a little bit more of ideals, but well, you know, that sounds really confusing. Wow. I literally just came from Starbucks and on the way home I was thinking and I was like, I just felt like another thought came to me and I'm like, I'm gonna write all that down when I get home, and I'm like, wait, why don't I just film it when I get home? So this is gonna be one of those very random rambly videos, probably very long. Should we start shallow or deep? We'll just start deep. Why not? That's what inspired it all anyway. So a few of my like personality defects that I feel like I should work on. One, being a know-it-all. Two, being selfish. I've caught myself multiple times being a know-it-all, even though I know I don't know it all. It'll literally be about something that I know nothing about and I'll pretend like I know something about it, and I don't know why that's an instinct in me. Like I don't want to like look dumb or something, even though you don't know everything and it's okay. I don't know why I do that, and it annoys the shit out of me, and I'm sure it annoys everyone around me. Now I haven't had anyone like really agree with me on that, but I know that it's true. I mean, Ryan, my boyfriend, has told me so. Not in like a horrible like way, but I did get defensive because naturally we get defensive when someone points out one of our flaws. But he kind of reaffirmed my fear of me being a know-it-all, and actually that's one of the things that I have been criticized about the most on YouTube. Is I come across as in a condescending way, or like I know everything, which is so horrifying to me. Like I hate coming across that way. It brought me to tears when I read things like that. That was back on like Guru Gossiper, and like I don't look at those sites anymore, but when I did, that's what they said. I think it's okay to be a know-it-all sometimes, especially if you do know what you're talking about, to teach people, because I think learning is a part of life, and I think especially in a relationship or in a friendship, you want to teach each other things. You should allow yourself to teach them things by not necessarily being a know-it-all. Don't come across as a condescending person or like they're dumb for not knowing it, but you know, to share your knowledge. I think that's part of life, and that's completely fine, but I think I take it one step further. Like I'll say something as if it's a fact when it's really just my belief or something that I think is true. I'll say, oh yeah, I read that somewhere. And that's really annoying, and it's not true. And then if I'm proven wrong, usually I have humility and I'll say, oh, I thought that. But truthfully, naturally I get defensive, and it's not an attractive thing. So that's something that I definitely need to work on. I need to work on humility and being okay with not knowing everything. And when someone tries to teach me something or tell me something, don't just come off and say, oh, I know, or yeah, I saw that. You know, be inquisitive, be curious, be willing to learn things, and I think that would make me just a better person and more enjoyable to be around. So the second thing that I don't like about myself is that I'm selfish. And it's not like possessions that I'm selfish. It's like, it's hard to put into words what I'm like really selfish about, but I like my me time. And I don't like to do things if I'm tired or, you know, not feeling well. And that's fine. Obviously, it's reasonable if you're just not feeling well or you're just like in a quiet mood to be like, you know, we can chill, can we chill another time? Like, you don't necessarily have to like force yourself to hang out with people 24/7. We all need quiet time, me time, whatever you want to call it. And instinctually, we look out for number one first, and ourselves should be our first priority, which is also fine. But I think I get to the point where I'm like kind of really selfish. I don't know. And there's no real like specifics I can think about or think of and like give an example, but it's just things like that, because for me, energy is really lacking, and you know, that's why I'm trying to get back into being healthy, and I just bought a new blender, people. But generally those are the two things that I really want to work on to just become a more positive, like more enjoyable person to be around. I think both of those things could use some work, and I think a lot of people can work on those things, and maybe this will help you realize that maybe you kind of have some of those similar traits, and it's okay. I've been that way my whole life, and even people watching me on YouTube have caught it and criticized me about it. Granted, they were a lot more mean about it. It's something that you can change. I mean, it might be a personality trait. It might be unchangeable in some people, and that's fine. That's just who they are. But for me, I don't accept that. I think I want to, you know, really work on myself, and I think life is about growing and change and learning and having humility for, you know, in yourself, that, and just know that you don't know everything, and that's okay. And I think I just have to remind myself. And now that I kind of I don't really understand why I jumped to having to know everything, but now that I kind of know that that's just an instinct in me, that I can kind of stop it in its tracks when it starts to happen and let other people teach me. I think I struggle with that, and I don't know why. So there's some other things that I want to do that's kind of more on the shallow level that I think will help me be a better person. I want to read more. I think reading is very important in life, and I just feel so good when I finish a book. My New Year's resolution, I only really had one this year, I think, was to read 12 books this year, and that would be one book a month. It is now June, at the end of June, and I've read 2. So that's kind of failing. I'm still determined. I'm still determined to read at least 10 books this year, which I really got to catch up because I got 6 months to read 8 books, and that's just really daunting, but I need to force myself because I need to read more. So I have a bunch of books on my list. I have a bunch of new books that I'm really excited to read. I want to reread a couple books this year just because I love rereading books. But I think that in itself would just make me feel better, and it makes you smarter, and who doesn't want to be smarter? I have been decluttering my life, and I will be doing a whole video on how to declutter your life because I read the book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by, I forget her name, but that's been really inspiring and very life-changing for me. I've gotten rid of 8 bags of clothing. I've been selling stuff like crazy on my Depop. I've just been cleansing my life inside and out, and especially in my environment. So one of my goals is to not have a storage unit by the time I move out this year. And that's gonna, I mean, obviously I'll still have the storage unit for the furniture because I don't have anywhere to put that right now. I don't have a place for my bed, I don't have a place for all that. But I plan to go through everything in my storage unit and not have anything in there besides furniture and maybe kitchen stuff because I don't have anywhere to put that either. And by the time I move out. So basically I want to narrow down all the clothes I have to what can fit in this room on my clothing rack and in the closet. Because I think it's ridiculous. I think it's honestly sad that I have a storage unit at 25. Granted, it was special circumstance because I had to make the kind of last minute decision to move back in with my mom, so I had very, very little space to come into, but this space has proven to be enough space, you know, for what I really need. I've survived just fine without anything in my storage unit, but I will have to keep like the kitchen stuff, obviously, because I'm using my parents' kitchen stuff right now. I'll still have to keep that stuff in there, and the furniture because I can't fit it in here. But besides those things, like anything that I need that would go in a bedroom, or like my books or movies, or, you know, just the things that you need on a day-to-day basis and live on, I feel like this room is way enough. And in the beginning I was complaining until I read that book and realized I do have enough space and I have enough stuff, and I don't need 8 bags of clothes in storage and a room full of clothes. I don't need that many clothes, guys. So that's been really amazing to like just cleanse my life, and I'm going through and I'm literally asking myself if this thing brings me joy. I've cleaned out my whole makeup collection. I've probably cut it down by half, at least. It's just been an amazing journey so far. So I've shot some clips here and there as I've done that, although I wish I shot clips of me cleaning out my makeup collection. That would have been fun, but I forgot. But I filmed some before clips of my room, and I will be filming after clips when I'm done with the decluttering. And I'll talk more about that in a separate video. It'll be kind of similar to this style video where it's just kind of random chit chat, but I think it's really important that a lot of people do that kind of cleanse on their life, because I really felt lighter. You know, when I dropped those bags off at Goodwill, I just felt a weight, and I didn't think that would happen to me because it kind of talked about that in the book, but it really did. So I think making my environment, you know, more uplifting and a place that I really want to be, surrounded by only things that I love, in itself will make me a better person. So I'm really working on my space and just having the things that I truly love and use, and that's it. I don't need anything excessive. We live in a world of excess and it's unnecessary, and I don't really like it, and I don't like being one of those people. I used to hold on to everything, and there's no need for it. So that's kind of all I can think about that I would want to talk about in this video. But as far as like how to be a better person, those are just my personal opinions on what we as people can really improve upon to become a better person. I think humility is one of the biggest traits that makes you a good human being. Being able to admit you're wrong, and being willing and open to learning new things. I think those are such important traits in people to really want to be around you. So try and work on that yourself and be open and just be a more positive person by not putting other people down. That's another thing that, you know, is really important when you're looking through Instagram. Instead of initially and like instinctually finding something negative about it, whether it's a makeup look you don't like, eyebrows you don't like, or an outfit you don't like, or the person you don't like, you know, before you just say that, you know, before you just come out and say it, maybe keep it to yourself for one, or two, try and find something positive within that photo or something and turn it around and compliment that person in your brain instead of being negative, because being negative will just weigh you down in your life, and that's just not fun. And we need lightness and niceness and things like that to make the world a better place. I sound so like airy-fairy right now. So let me know what you want to work on and improve on to become a better person yourself, but just things that you think make a good human being. Leave those in the comments, and then we can all kind of work upon ourselves. And I think that's really important to the ever-changing thing of life that we live. So leave any feedback down below. I hope you enjoyed this random rambly video, and let me know other topics you want me to talk about in this kind of style where I just literally just talk about a subject or whatever. Leave some topics down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.